A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back in the Jolly Friends Sports Club, season number 5, 40 plus. Well, we have seen some carnage already in the first 3 days of this tournament, and we hope for more of the same. It is the Richmond up against the Ace Cricket Club, and the Richmond batting first here. Starting off with a wide there, Abhishek. So, once again, we expect a lot of fireworks out here at the Khalsa Cricket Ground. Once again, he leaves it alone, this time inside the tram line. Nicely bowled. This time a good shot through the offside. So getting off the mark there, Jitender. This time hit hard but straight to the fielder. So just the 2 runs on the board after the first 3 deliveries, one coming off a wide and one coming off the bat of Jitender. And Webber facing a dot delivery first up. Once again, nicely bowled. Well, excellent bit of bowling out here in this very first over with the new ball by Abhishek, bowling those medium pacers. The wicketkeeper not quite right up at the stumps, but he is up there. This time short and once again bang through the leg side, but will find the fielder out there at long on. Good enough feeling out there, and he keeps it down to just one. So no boundaries in this very first over. It seems like we are in here for a cracker. This time an outside edge and gone. That's an early breakthrough. It's Abhishek who gets his man, and Weber he departs just for the one solitary run, and it's 4 for 1 for the Richmond. So in comes Rohan at number 3, but he will be at the non-strikers end because the wicket came of the last delivery of the over. So Jigger will continue in the second over, and he starts off with a wide delivery just like Abhishek did, and he would be wanting to replicate what Abhishek did in the last delivery as well. This time driven back to Jigger. So Jitender yet to find his first boundary of the game. This time he drives and drives it in the gap. So the first boundary of this innings. Beautifully done by Jitender. An excellent cover drive. Well played on the up. And beautifully timed as well. The ball just went racing away to the fence. Good stuff this. And once again a very good shot. Once again through that offside. Back to back boundaries for Jitender. Turning the heat on here early on in this innings. Superb bit of batting this. Once again playing it on the up and along the carpet and in the gap and in the as it goes. This time down the ground towards the fielder at long on. So that single brings Rohan out there on strike for the first time in this game here in the 40 plus. So he leaves it alone on the very first delivery. A nice in swinger that time by Jigger. This time a huge appeal. Well, the umpire's finger stays down, and that will close out the second over with the score at 14 for 1. And once again played through this offside, this time straight to the fielder. Won't quite get the boundary on that occasion. Once again, just past that outside edge. Beautifully bowled by Abhishek. Well, a good comeback after conceding that boundary early in the over. And Jitendra at the moment has done the bulk of the scoring for the Richmond. And the Ace Cricket Club would be wanting to try and keep the total somewhere where it is gettable. They don't want it to be somewhere around 200. Once again, played straight to the fielder. Super bit of bowling and super bit of fielding as well. Out there at short third. Well, he's enjoyed that one. Paresh on that occasion. Once again, shot, and this time he finds the gap. What a good shot that is. Well, that might be the smallest gap ever you must see in a game of cricket. Hardly 4 meters between the two, and he still managed to find that one. Beautifully done by Jitender. Excellent bit of batting this. And just showing us exactly why he was asked to go out and open the innings. Once again, just pushed through the offside, but this time there is protection out there in the deep. There is a deep backward point, so just a single on that occasion. So that will close out the third over with the score at 23 for 1 for Richmond. So Jigar will continue in the fourth over here. He conceded 10 in the first and now starts off with an excellent dot delivery. Bowling that one close to the tram line and the batter hoping for a wide. Well, Jitender has retained the strike here, taking a single of the last delivery of the over. Once again, a superb delivery. Well, back to back dot deliveries now. And the pressure building. You need to try and make sure that you get good amount of runs inside the power play. And this time behind square. What a good shot. Well, he knows exactly where the fielders are. Nobody out there behind square on the leg side. And just flicked away delicately. And beautifully done. An excellent shot on this occasion. Just releases a lot of pressure out here. Once again, nicely bowled. A good comeback by the bowler. Once again pushing that one through the offside. Finds the fielder out there in the deep. So 5 have come off the over and Rohan is on strike for the last delivery of the over. It seems like Jitendra wants to keep the strike for most of the deliveries. Does not want to give away the strike inside this power play. Well, he's faced 19 of the 23 deliveries that have been bowled out here. And this time nicely defended on the front foot. So 5 coming off it in the end, and at the end of the fourth now the Richmond are 28 for 1. So Abhishek bowling his third consecutive over now into this fifth over. Well, starts off with another dot delivery. And this time carved, but straight out to the man and a misfield. Well, maybe he's just hurt himself. It's hit him right onto the shin, and that will hurt, and that will sting a lot. Well, he seems to be in some kind of pain there. Well, he's all right, he says, and he's ready to continue. Hope that has not done too much of damage. It was really carved through the offside by Jitendra once again, and another boundary for him. Well, that shot was so powerful that it deserved a boundary, and he gets it. This time a fuller length and wanting him to drive and looking for that outside edge, almost finding it. Well, Abhishek has already got one wicket off an edge out towards the short third fielder, and now this almost. Once again wanting to find the gap through the offside. Once again an excellent delivery by Abhishek. Well, he's hardly giving anything away to the batters. And this time in the air, chance, and he's taken it, he's held on to it. What a good catch. And both the openers now departed. Jitendra, who has faced the maximum of the deliveries and done the bulk of the scoring out here. He scored 29 of the 32 runs that I posted, and now departs, and another one for Abhishek. It's 32 for 2 now. So Jigger continuing, and this time Rohan gets a boundary. Nicely played through that leg side, gets off the mark in this over. Well, two new batters out there at the crease, and once again need to try and rebuild for Richmond. An excellent shot through the leg side. This time a huge appeal, well, definitely pitching outside. In fact, the impact being outside the off stump, and they're coming back for the second chance of a run out, and the wicketkeeper couldn't quite collect the ball. Well, that was extremely close. And Rohan, well, he had his heart in his mouth for a moment there. That could have been another one. Once again, just played down the ground. Well, this is a decent over out here for the Richmond after losing that wicket in the previous one. And this time in the air, and it lands safely. Would you believe it? And to add insult to injury, it's not just landed safely, it's trickled away to the fence. And the second boundary of this over. Well, brilliantly played in the end. And Jigger, well, he's turning out to be a tad expensive out here. Abhishek from the other end putting some pressure with those wickets and keeping things tight. And Jigger just letting them release some pressure out here. Second boundary of this over for Rohan. And this time an excellent straight drive. Well, right from the textbook on that occasion. Beautifully played. A proper cricketing shot. And showing the class that he has here, Rohan. Well, who would say that this is the 40 plus? Such talent out here. And once again, he plays it in the gap on that leg side. Well, they don't keep anyone behind square on this leg side. That's another time it's gone away to the fence. And that's the fourth boundary of this over. Would you believe it? 18 coming off it, and also bring up the 50 for the Richmond. At the end of the sixth now, at the end of the power play, there's 50. So for the first time, we see Abhishek on. For the first time, we see Sanket on strike, in fact, and Abhishek into his final over of his spell. 3.12 for 17 for him. How often do we see that a bowler comes in and bowls out all his overs right at the front, right at the top? This time cut away by Sanket. Well, yet to get off the mark here. And this time a thick outside edge. And the ball will find the boundary. Well, not quite very intended, but a boundary nonetheless for Sanket. And another man just gets off the mark with a boundary in this game. And they're just keeping on going ahead out here. This time nicely driven back to Abhishek. So just the 4 of the over so far. That boundary and 3 dot deliveries. Once again shot, and this time right through. Will that find the fence? Yes, it will. My word, he's put a dive in there. A valiant effort, but for nothing. Well, once again, I would repeat, I would like to say, who would say that it is the 40 plus? Putting his body on the line for a side. An excellent dive, just couldn't quite stop it. Couldn't quite get his hand to that one. Well, the commitment and the effort is 100% out here in this 40 plus. This time the ball just skids through. So a couple of boundaries coming off that order, and Abhishek finishes the spell. 4 overs, 2 for 25, and at the end of the 7th, now it is 58 for 2 for the Richmond. So a change in the bowling. Jigger has been taken off the attack and is going to Pratik to continue. And straight away played nicely down the ground towards the fielder at long on. And it's gone right through. Another misfield. Well, that should have been stopped. He got across. Just couldn't quite get his hands behind that one. And a boundary once again for Rohan. And now he's striking at 200. 20 of just 10. Well, they started off slowly out here, the Richmond, but are now doing it ever so well. Once again played down the ground. And once again played superbly well, this time behind square on that offside. An excellent shot. And this time it went straight up, wanting to play that one through the leg side. And Pratik strikes a cotton bowl, a soft dismissal. And the Richmond have lost their third. Rohan departs 68 for 3 now at the end of the 8th over. Once again, just beautifully bowled. This time the ball just stopping onto the surface. He was too early through that shot. And a leading edge into the hands safely of the bowler Pratik. Right then, it is going to be Paresh to continue here in this 9th over with the score now at 68 for 3. Prathamesh has joined us out there in the middle, but he will be at the non-strikers end because the wicket came off the last delivery of the over. So 68 for 3. Two more overs left before that side change. So the leg side will become the bigger side for the right-handers after those first 10 overs. So continuing with left arm off spin into his first over, Paresh. Nicely bowled first up, and he's played it nicely in the gap. Sanket gets a single, and he brings Prathamesh on strike. Nicely tucked away on the leg side of the very first delivery by Prathamesh, gets off the mark. And this time How has that one missed the stumps? My word, what a delivery that was! An absolute peach, that one by Paresh. Well, now he's got a couple of dots, and now the pressure is back on the batter. Sanket, what does he do now? This time it struck right in front. A huge appeal, but the umpire says no. Well, the umpire says it's angling down the leg side. An interesting call, but another dot delivery nonetheless. Three consecutive dots now. Once again played on the leg side, and they scamper across. So just the three of the over at the end of the ninth. Now it is 71 for three. So Pratik is continuing here, and he starts off with a wide delivery. Well, Pratik, why shouldn't he continue? He took a wicket in the previous over, although he conceded 10 runs. Once again, just slapped through the offside for a single. This time wanting to play it on the leg side, but a dot delivery. And the pressure starting to build once again on the batters. Well, the dot count has been very high now in this innings, although they have got quite a few boundaries. Once again played uppishly, and it's gone right through. Another misfield. Well, how many times have we seen that already today? Well, the Ace Cricket Club haven't been quite up to the mark with the fielding. Another misfield allows the ball to run away to the fence. And a change in personnel now. Once again, just pushed through the offside, straight to the fielder, Abhishek on that occasion. Once again, played down the ground nicely on that occasion, gets a single. So 7 have come of the over, one more to come, and an opportunity to make it a big one for Sanket. if he gets a boundary in. And he's played it in the air, and once again it lands safely, just a single. So 8 runs coming off that one, and at the end of the 10th now it is 79 for 3 for Richmond. So then, change of ends, and after the drink break, 79 for 3 the Richmond. And Paresh will continue once again, this time from the combox end. So how many more can they get in this back 10? Well, at least 100 is required. 180 would be a competitive total. Anything less than that would not be enough. It is a short ground, and we have seen some firepower out here in the 40 plus. Nicely defended on this occasion by Zanket. And this time it's gone behind square. And it's been given as 4 leg byes by the umpire. Nicely driven on this occasion, but straight to the fielder. And this time an excellent shot. Once again through the soft side. What a beautiful strike that is. And that's the second boundary of the over. Once again trying to find that gap. Not quite able to on that occasion. Once again an excellent delivery. So at the end of the 11th over, it is 87 for 3, and Hitesh will continue now. Well, once again, just nudged through this leg side. And once again, a wide down the leg side. It's beaten the wicket keeper as well. Well, it will run away to the fence for a boundary. Well, not the best of the starts for Hitesh. Conceded just the one on the first two deliveries, but now this. And the pressure building. time pushed on the soft side. And what a good shot down the ground, and no chance out there for the fielder. Well, it's gone right through him, but he had no chance out there, especially when you just try to kick it. It was Cooley on that occasion, and a boundary once again. And all of a sudden, after those 5 wides, the over is proving to be expensive. 10 have come off it now. And what a good shot. This time it's gone all the way. This time towards the cow corner region. A maximum. That's the first one of this night. An outstanding hit. And it seems like they are enjoying themselves up against Hitesh. What a mighty hit that is. So 16 coming off the Hitesh over at the end of the 12th. Now it is 103 for 3. Also the 100 up for Richmond. Well, 8 more overs left. They have added 24 since the side change. Once again, a huge appeal given not out by the umpire. It's Rishi who is continuing now in this 13th over. Well, a good passage of play this for the Richmond. All of a sudden getting some quick runs out here. And this time it's gone away to the fence behind square. That's the second time something like that has happened in as many as 5 or 6 deliveries. And once again, bonus runs for the Richmond. And the scoreboard is ticking along nicely now. And once again the aerial route taken, and this time straight down the throat of the fielder at deep mid wicket. And that's the fourth one gone. Well, he had to go for the big shot there. Couldn't quite get the timing right. And another one departs out here. Prathamesh, just the 7 runs for him, and it is 108 for 4 now after 12.5. So in comes Mayur at number 6. An excellent delivery to start off once again. Up against the new batter. So just the 5 runs coming off the over. That too came off those 5 wides. Nothing off the bat. And at the end of the 13th, now it is 108 for 4. So Hitesh continuing here, and once again Sanket taking him for the cleaners. An excellent shot through the leg side once again. Well, it was a big heave rather, and it's gone just past the fielder at the leg and into the fence it goes. So an excellent shot in the end. And this time in the air and all the way, this time through the offside, and back to back boundaries. Brilliant stuff this. Superbly played. And Hitesh, who was very expensive in his very first over, continuing here once again, continuing to be expensive. He's conceded 26 now in as many as 1.2 overs. Once again hit hard, and once again in the gap, once again in the boundary. 3 back-to-back boundaries for Sanket. What an excellent over this is turning out to be. Total carnage out here in this over. And this time just pushed back to the bowler. So a good comeback this by Hitesh, a couple of dots. He's got one more left. And once again smacked through the soft side and finds the gap to perfection. So 18 coming off the Hitesh over once again. And at the end of the 14th now, it is 126 for 4. So Rishi will continue here. Rishi who bowled those 5 dot deliveries and a wicket delivery in the previous over along with those 5 wides. And once again another dot delivery up against Mayur. Super bit of bowling this. So now 3 consecutive dot deliveries. Once again smacked through the soft side and into the fence it goes. Well, finally a boundary up against Rishi, who has kept things tight. So 3 dots and then a boundary just releases some pressure. Once again pushed on the slick side. So one more delivery left in this Rishi over. And another dot delivery. Well, at the end of the 15th, now it is 131 for 4. My word, a total mix-up. Chance of a run out and done superbly well. What's happened out there? Well, Mayur just wanting to push that one through the offside and give the strike back to Sanket. And a total mix-up. And Mayur was more than halfway outside his crease and a run out. And that gets them the 5th wicket. The Ace Cricket Club And once again, a new man will come in. So in comes Sushant at number 7. So left hand right hand combination out there now. Just the 29 more deliveries left in this innings. Well, they have added 52 since that drinks break in the last 5.1 overs and have lost a couple of wickets. Well, they are going at a good rate. Another 52 will do it very nicely for them. And straight away it struck the pad and definitely pitching outside the leg stump. And a dot delivery. Well, Pratik was excited. He thought that he's got a second. Not quite to be on that occasion. And this time in the air, chance fielder will take it. This time he's out. This time no hesitation for the umpire. And they are 6 down now, the Richmond. And that's the second one for Pratik and second wicket of the over. And this time a maximum for Sanket, and that will bring up his half century as well. 55 of his 36 deliveries. It has been an outstanding innings. And he keeps on continuing here in amazing fashion out here. Superbly struck up against the left arm off spinner Rishi. Once again cut away, but this time straight to the fielder. Once again beautifully played. So two more deliveries left in this 17th. Once again an excellent delivery. And what a delivery once again up against Bharpur. Well, he's yet to get off the mark here, and at the end of the 17th, now it is 138 for 6. Once again, an excellent over by Rishi. So Pratik will continue here. 3 overs, 2 for 18 into this 18th over up against Sanket. Well, Sanket holds the key here in the final 3 overs. He is the man who has to do the bulk of the scoring and needs to try and stay at strike for the most of the deliveries. Just 17 more left. He needs to try and make sure that he's on strike for at least 12 of those. Another swing and a miss. So a couple of dots to start with. And this time short and over the infield. And a boundary. Superbly done. Well, after those couple of dot deliveries, he needed something and he's got one. Well, he's raced on to 60 years, Sanket. 60 of 41. Can he get his side somewhere close to 170? Once again, just slapped through the offside. What an excellent shot. Showing some power out there. Superbly done. This time played on the offside for a single. So at the end of the 18th over, now it is 147 for 6. And this time a chance, Kohli underneath, and he's dropped it. Well, that was a very difficult chance though. And another chance gone begging out here. Well, we are into the penultimate over of the innings. And they're trying to pull things back a little. But a single taken there by Sanket, and that brings Bharpur on strike. Bharpur at the moment still yet to get on the mark. He's faced 6 deliveries. Another big swing and a miss. Well, Rishi would love to have him on strike for the next 4 deliveries. That's exactly why he needs him on strike. Back to back dot deliveries. This time played back to the bowler. Well, things not quite working out for him here. Just not quite able to get off the mark. And this time he's gone right through. He's got his wicket. Well, the pressure kept on building. This time charging down the wicket. And Rishi gets his man. Well, it is 148 for 7 now, the Richmond. So that dot delivery finishes the spell for Rishi. Rishi 4 overs 2 for 18. Absolutely outstanding. Especially bowling it in the back end of the innings as well. Absolutely superb. And now heading into the final over of the innings. They have pulled things back. 148 for 7 is what it is at the moment. And Sanket has played that one on the leg side. gets a boundary. Well, that will bring up the 150 out here. 152 for 7, the total. This time a wide delivery. Well, the boundary just shaking Paresh a little, and he's gonna do something different. Once again, an excellent delivery. This time, Sanjay asking for a wide to the umpire, but the umpire just not interested at all. So 4 more deliveries. How many more can Sanket get from here on? It's an ideal situation out here for the Richmond that Sanket is on strike. And this time he's gone right through. He's got his wicket. That's the big fish. And the Richmond are 8 down now in this final over. 153 for 8. Well, they won't quite be pushing to that 170 total. But an outstanding innings by Sanket coming to an end. A well-made 70 for him. And it is 153 for 8 as in comes Monil at number 10 for the Richmond. Right then. 3 more deliveries left in the innings. How many more can they get? It's the left-hander Monil on strike now. Maybe the angle will help him. Can he get one right in the slot? Well, it struck right in front, and another one for Paresh. 2 and 2, and he will be on a hat trick. 153 for 9 now, the Richmond. Well, they have just lost their way in these last 5 overs. Well, coming around the wicket, never easy to get a leg before wicket decision. Coming around the wicket for the left arm off spinner. This time he gets so. So here we go then. Hat trick ball for Paresh. 2.4 overs, 2 for 12, and he will be up against the number 11, Milind. What a big opportunity. A massive, massive opportunity for him. Well, Milind has no other option but to go for it because just the 2 more deliveries left in the innings and a big, big chance. Well, Paresh just wanting to have a word with Milind. Not sure exactly what he's told him, but maybe a bit of a sledge. So here we go then, a slip in place as well. Hat trick ball. Paresh up against Milind. And he won't quite get the hat trick. Nicely driven down the ground by Milind. Well, he's come out here at number 11, but he's played that one as a top order batter. Beautifully done down the ground, and he brings Sanjay on strike for this final delivery of the innings. So can he get them to 160? 154 on the board at the moment. Can he get that mighty blow? Well, the bowling figures of Paresh have been outstanding. 2 for 13 is 2.5. And once again, of course, wanting to go big. And they should be coming back for the second. They should try. Well, the throw is very good and a run out. So they are bowled out here, the Richmond, for 155. And the target for the Ace Cricket Club will be 156 when they come out to bat. Well, an outstanding performance with the ball here for the Ace Cricket Club. And the Richmond, well, they kept on losing wickets. They kept on trying to come back, but couldn't quite so. And are bowled out on the last delivery of this innings. Well, we will be back for the chase in a short while from now. Right then, we are back here for the chase, and the target for the Ace Cricket Club 156. Well, not the best of the starts. A wicket of the very first delivery, and straight away in comes Abhishek at number 3. Well, Bharpur getting a wicket right from the word go, and they need a plenty of those if they want to give themselves any chance to try and defend this 155. Once again, an excellent delivery, this time outside the off stump. And this time it was the arm ball, and Abhishek has done really well to keep that one out. And he gets off the mark of a very good delivery. That brings Nitik, Nikit on strike. And once again, what a delivery! And up goes the finger. Another one gone for a golden duck. Both the openers depart. And it's 1 for 2. Excellent piece of bowling this from Bharpur. Well. In comes Sumiran at number 4. He wouldn't have even expected himself to come out so early in the first over itself. Well, outstanding bit of bowling so far by Bharpur, getting a couple of wickets in the first 4 deliveries, sending both the openers back in the pavilion on their first respective deliveries. So what can Subiran do here now? Or will Bharpur get another one? And this time quicker through the air and nicely defended by Sumiran. Once again, a nice little front foot defense. So to end the first over, it is 1 for 2. Excellent this by Bharpur. So Ankit will continue in the second over. The Pacers are into the attack and straight away starts off nicely outside the off stump. And this time he's gone for the big one. Chance maybe? Well, not quite so. One bounce and over the fence. Well, bit of a risk taken there, but he gets the boundary, Abhishek. And maybe he sees that it's very difficult to score runs up against Bharpur, so he needs to score it with the other bowlers. Beautifully played. This time pushed through the offside for a single. Once again driven, but this time straight to the fielder. Well, exactly 150 more required from here on. 150 from 110 deliveries. And this time he's missed out. What a delivery once again by Ankit. It is continuing to do this. Superbly bowled. And that closes out the second over. Just the one boundary of the over. 5 coming off it. At the end of the second, now the Ace Cricket Club are 6 for 2. So once again, Bharpur continuing. Bharpur who took a couple of wickets in the previous over. The very first over of this innings. And it's in the air and it will clear the fielder. And it will go away to the fence as well. Excellent stuff this by Abhishek. That's already his second boundary. The man with the yellow helmet. Once again wanting to play that one behind square. And that's another one. That's the big wicket of Abhishek. My word, what a delivery by Bharpur. He's enjoying this one. That's his third in as many as 9 deliveries. And in huge trouble now, the Ace Cricket Club. What an excellent delivery. The leg stump and the off stump both go uprooted. And Abhishek takes the long walk back. Well, he hit a couple of boundaries. Now has to depart. 11 for 3 now. Well, in comes Rishi at number 5. And he's got 4 leg byes on the very first delivery. Well, such has been the game here so far. Once again, a good shot by Rishi, but this time a dot delivery. So one more delivery left in this Bharpur over. And another dot. So at the end of the third over, now it is 15 for 3. So Ankit from one end and Bharpur from the other. A bye to start this over off. Once again, a nice little shot, but just a single. So Rishi gets off the mark. Two batters who were yet to get off the mark. This time Rishi does, and it brings Sumiran on strike. This time pushed through the offside, straight to the fielder. Once again, a very good delivery. And this time a direct hit would have sent him back. Well, they get an overthrow, but it was worth the shy of the stumps. An excellent throw that was very close. This time played through the offside. The chase is on, and the ball will win the race. So a boundary for Rishi. Well, after that outstanding bowling spell, he's come out to do a job with the bat. So that will once again make it 7 of the over. At the end of the fourth, now it is 22 for 3. So no surprises. It will be Bharpur to continue. Well, Bharpur took a couple of wickets in the first over and then one in his second. He's taken a 3 for already. Once again, an excellent delivery, offering no room at all and overthrows. Well, that was totally needless. Well, he's charged up at the moment, and his teammates are just not happy at all with what he's done right there. Well, 4 extra runs, bonus runs out here, especially up against Bharpur for the Ace Cricket Club. Well, that might just put his shoulder down a little. Once again, beautifully bowled. This time played through this leg side, straight to the fielder. And it brings the left-handed Rishi on strike. Well, Bharpur is itching for more wickets. And what a delivery once again. It's right in front. Not sure exactly why the umpire has not given that one out. Maybe a bit too high. Well, there was no shot offered at all as well. And Rishi survives. What a delivery once again. This time plays it back to the bowler. And this time he's gone right through, castled him. And he gets another one in his third. Four down now. The Ace Cricket Club. Once again, an excellent delivery. This time the ball just crashing onto the middle stump. What a delivery that is. And Bharpur, well, he's enjoying himself out there now. Four down here after 5 overs. 27 for 4, the Ace Cricket Club. So in comes Ankit once again. He's into his third, who is going to bowl this last over of the power play. Well, 27 for 4 after 5. And Subiran on strike. Hitesh has joined us out there in the middle, but he will be at the non-striker's end because the wicket came off the last delivery of the over. So the final over of this power play. All of a sudden, they are well behind in this game here. The Ace Cricket Club still 129 away from this target. The asking rate also going up now. It's closing on to nines. And this time it struck the pad. And maybe just pitching outside the off stump. Well, in fact, the impact being outside the off stump. And another very close call. Well, continuing to have those oohs and ahs out here. Every single time the ball has struck the pad, they feel that they have got a wicket. That is how confident and excited they have been out here. And this time an excellent connection of the bat. And a couple of bounces and into the fence. So Sumran, that's a second boundary. Beautifully played down the ground. And that will release some pressure out here for the Ace Cricket Club. Will they need a plenty more of those? And this time a wide, 5 extra runs. Would you believe it? All of a sudden, just throwing the game back to the opposition. This time in terms of Ankit. Well, totally needless. And all of a sudden, just 9 runs have come of one delivery. This time, much better by Ankit. Once again, just pushed on this leg side for a single. Well, it seems like he is in some pain out there, Sumiran, and he will be getting some medical attention out there. Well, Ankit is very rapid, and we hope that he's all right. Well, one more delivery left now inside this power play, and Ankit will come over the wicket to the left-hander Hitesh. And a thick inside edge, fortuitous on that occasion, and the ball just races away to the fence. So a big over, 14 coming off it in the end. Well, a couple of times a bit lucky, but 14 nonetheless. And at the end of the sixth hour is 41 for 4 for the Ace Cricket Club. So it will be Rohan to continue now outside this power play. Surprisingly, Bharpur is not given his fourth consecutive over because he was taking wickets left, right, and center. So Rohan with his right arm medium paces and a single taken straight away by Sumiran. Expertly played. Once again, a superb delivery. A dot once again. Well, they need 114 more. They are almost up and about with the asking rate thanks to the previous over where they got 14 of it. Once again, struck down the ground for a single. So an excellent stroke this time behind square by Hitesh. Well, this partnership is building along nicely now. They need less than 100 more. 98 more needed from 68. Beautiful bit of batting this. Well, they lost 4 overs. They were 27 for 4 and on course to rebuild and rebuilding nicely. And this time he's gone big. Will that go all the way? Yes, it will. Beautiful strike down the ground. And this partnership is building along superbly well for the Ace Cricket Club. And the game is very much back in the balance now. This time played through the leg side. So at the end of the ninth over, it is 64 for 4. So Sanjay continuing here. And this time they come back for the second. Good bit of running between the wickets. So turning those ones into twos. Hardly do we see doubles here at the Khalsa cricket ground because the ground is so small in itself. This time nicely driven, but straight to the fielder out there in the deep. Once again, just played on this leg side. Happy to take those singles. This time pushed on the offside. And this time in the air. And will clear everybody, Hitesh. Well, he's turning it on here. What a superb hit. And this partnership is now worth
48 between the two. Brilliant bit of batting this. So a dot to end the over. And at the end of the 10th now, it is 75 for 4. So we are back here after the end of the 10th over and a change of ends. So the leg side will be the shorter side for the right-handers from here on. So we might see a plenty of more fireworks by Sumiran. Well, 81 more needed in the remaining 10 overs. And there he goes on this leg side, finds the boundary straight away. Well, taking full advantage of the shorter side, playing that one slightly behind square and superbly placed. This time cut, but straight to the fielder. He got a hand to it. Well, the Richmond need wickets here. They got 4 of them inside that power play thanks to Bharpur. Bharpur still has one more over left. The captain is waiting for him, maybe asking him to wait to bowl that 4th over, but he needs to try and make sure that it's not too late because this partnership has built nicely. It's on to 53 now. 53 of just 32 deliveries. And have a look at this. Hitesh, 29 of the 16, playing a crucial role out here. Well, the asking rate has now once again gone below 8, like it was at the start of the innings. 7.86. This time played inside out. And an excellent shot in the gap. Another boundary. Second boundary of the over already. And it seems like they are running away with the game once again. What a nice little shot that is by the left-hander Hitesh. Well, once again targeting the shorter side. Once again a single down the ground. So 10 have come of the over already. 4-1, 4-1. Getting a boundary, rotating the strike. Getting a boundary, rotating the strike. This time a dot, much better by Milland. One more delivery left in this 11th. And 71 required of 55 with 6 wickets remaining. The equation. Asking rate 7.75. Game very much in the balance. 1 over of Bharpur still left. And not the best of the deliveries. Beautifully picked up. And has that found the distance? Yes, it has. A 6 to end the over. That will make it 16 of the over. A huge, huge over. Well, maybe now it will be too late for Bharpur to even come back. Just 65 more needed from here on. 91 for 4 at the end of the 11th. So here we go then. Bharpur is back into the attack. The main man out here in this game. These next 5 deliveries can really tell us more about this game. And there he goes. It's gone straight up. And he's hit that one away for a 6. My word. What a climax in the end. Well, everyone is thinking about wickets here. And Hitesh, what mentality. He's just gone down the ground and all the way. What a hit. This time a wide. 5 extra runs. Even Bharpur cannot do anything now. It's just turned the game around here. And that will bring up the 100 as well for the Ace Cricket Club. This partnership now worth 75. 75 of just 38. Excellent bit of batting. And this time the ball almost went back onto the stumps. And once again, a very good shot. But this over is just spoiling the figures for Bharpur. Hitesh against all odds, against all logic at the moment, getting those boundaries in. A 6 and now a 4. And 15 have come off this over thanks to 5 wides as well. Still 2 more left. And exactly 50 more needed from 50 deliveries. A runner ball from here on for the Ace Cricket Club. What a lovely little partnership this is. They were 27 for 4, remember. And this time almost finding the outside edge. And once again it goes away for 5 wides. Second time in this over, finding a lot of turn there. And where is this game now heading? It's heading right into the pocket of the Ace Cricket Club. Once again just pushed back to the bowler. So a dot to end the Bharpur over. 20 runs coming off that one. Would you believe it? And at the end of the 12th now it is Nelson for 4. Just the 45 more required of the 8 overs. So Vaibhav continuing here. Well, you expected the Bharpur over to turn the game around in the favor of the Richmond. It's the opposite that has happened out here. It's turned into the favor of the Ace Cricket Club. A couple of times the ball just going away for those five wides, and then a six and a four of the bat of Hitesh. 20 coming off it. Well, maybe that over was left a little too late. Maybe he was in the rhythm and in the momentum from this end, from the combox end, and he should have continued in the seventh over itself to try and get those fifth and sixth wickets. And this time a total loosener and played once again through the offside, and Hitesh moves on to 48 with that boundary. And once again played inside out, and into the fence it goes. An excellent shot, this time by Sumiran, and now they need just 33 more to win from here on. Beautifully played. This time a thick outside edge. It's gone straight to the fielder at short third, and a dot to end the over at the end of the 13th. Now it is 123 for 4. So it is going to be Prathamesh to continue now. Well, 33 required from the remaining 7 overs. Should be light work from here on for the Ace Cricket Club. So surprisingly, they have kept a slip as well now. Well, wanting to attack and wanting to try and get some wickets here. Hitesh at the moment on 49. He surely has only one thing on his mind, to try and hit it over everybody. Not quite of the middle of the bat on that occasion. And a dot ball. This time he found the edge, but a bit of a misfield, and they scamper across. And this time inside out, and this time all the way. That will bring up his half century. A blistering innings by Hitesh. Well, it is a counter punch. And an excellent shot to ensure that half century. He moves on to 55 of just 30 deliveries, and now they need just 25 more to win here, the Ace Cricket Club. Well, that six also brings up the 100 partnership between the two. 104 now it is worth of 53 deliveries. Excellent stuff this for the Ace Cricket Club. Who would have thought that 27 for 4 they would do something like this, winning this game one-sided in the end. This time an edge, but gone straight to the fielder out there in the deep, so a single taken. And at the end of the 14th over now, it is 132 for 4 for the Ace Cricket Club. So Vaibhav continuing here. And once again, he wants to go big. Has he got the distance? Yes, he has. Well, the fielder out there, Barpur, can just watch the ball go sailing over him. And what a strike that is! An excellent shot over the long off fielder. And getting these runs down ever so quickly now, Sumiran. He moves on to 43 as well. Just 17 more required for victory. Top class batting this. This time just pushed on the offside. Well, maybe Sumiran is thinking 3 hits. And he's gone for it again. Chance of a catch. And he's spilled that one. Well, he got underneath it. It was a very difficult chance. And a single taken across. So the intention clear. Want to finish it off as quickly as possible. This time played through this offside. And good bit of fielding there. A nice little stop with his foot. And another single taken. So at the end of the 15th, now it is 142 for 4 for the Ace Cricket Club. Just 14 more needed for victory. So Ankit continuing here in this 16th over. So Ankit, well, he's into his final over. None for 26 for him today in his 3.2 so far. Not quite able to get those wickets in. This time shot, and what a shot that is. It's gone very high and handsome enough as well. What an outstanding innings this has been by Hitesh. And what an outstanding little partnership this has been. These two have been out there together since the last 63 deliveries, and they have put on a show here. 122 has been added between these two, and now their side needs just 7 more for victory. What a comeback this has been for the Ace Cricket Club. And this time he misses out and disappointed with himself. Well, he wants to finish it off in a couple of deliveries. And this time it's past him. So a couple of dots now for Ankit, heading into his final one. No wickets for him today. And he drives it down the ground. That's in the gap. The fielder won't quite be able to reach there, and that will bring up the 150 for the Ace Cricket Club. So at the end of the 16th over now, it is 153 for 4, and just 3 more for victory now. So Sumiran at the moment on 46, and just a hit away here. The Ace Cricket Club, a boundary gives Sumiran a half century. So can he finish it off in style and get his half century as well, or will he give the strike back to the well-deserving Hitesh, who is at the moment on 68 of 39? Once again, an excellent delivery by Sanjay. So a couple of dot deliveries. This time short and pulled, and he won't quite take the single. Well, surprisingly, maybe just he wants to finish it off with a boundary. Hitesh wants to make sure that he also gets his half century. And there he goes. And there he goes. He's gone. And they have lost half the side here. Well, Sanjay gets his man. Sumiran wanted to finish off with one heave. Not quite so on that delivery, and not quite so on this night. 153 for 5 now after 16.4. Still 3 away from this victory. So in comes Amit Kohli at number 7. Just 3 more needed. And straight away a swing and a miss. Wanting to play that one through the offside. Well, not quite able to finish it yet here. And once again, almost getting another one there, Sanjay. A couple of dots. It seems like the game will go into the next over. Yes, it will. So at the end of the 17th, now it is 153 for 5. 3 more runs required of the remaining 3 overs. Well, that was a maiden wicket by Sanjay, and he will enjoy that one. A moment to remember for him. So Vaibhav will continue, and Hitesh is back on strike. Can he finish it off here? Well, it's a freebie on the offside, and he's taking full advantage of it. And that will be game, set, and match in the favor of the Ace Cricket Club. Well, it has been an outstanding game, a lots of ups and downs. The Richmond, they started off well with the bat, went slow first, and then started to build, and then lost some wickets in their way. In the end, bowled out for 155 on the last delivery of the innings, and in response, the Ace Cricket Club trying to chase down 156, struggling at 27 for 4. And then in came Hitesh along with Sumiran with that partnership between the two worth 126, making all the difference. And the Ace Cricket Club win this game by 5 wickets and 17 balls to spare. Well, that was it from this game, and until next time, it is goodbye.